is David Choi. I'm a California native, and I'll be serving with MTW in Australia.
I'll be serving the region which we call Australasia, which includes Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands, which are like Vanuatu, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, and American Samoa. Primarily, I'm going to be the regional administrator, supporting other MTW missionaries, working with nationals, doing kind of whatever we need. One of the things I do while I'm not yet fully on the field is I'm what's called an itinerator, which means that I'm support raising. The financial support that missionaries need to be able to serve on the field. The number one thing that people bring up to me when I say I'm going to go serve in Australia is actually they worry about my life.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking. They really bring up like, what about the spiders or the snakes? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the needs, challenges, the ministries there, what's happening, and also a little bit about, again, how you guys can get involved potentially.
When I speak to churches, my hope is both to determine if the church will support me and if individual members might partner with me as well. Even when a church can't support me, it's often still worth going to connect with individuals. It's important to remember that I'm not just recruiting supporters, I'm raising up prayer partners, connecting with churches who will send short-term teams to work alongside us, and perhaps even meeting future missionaries who will join us on the field someday.
We're actually heading towards San Diego, where I'm going to meet with a church and a pastor. Hi,
Hello.
I'm David from MTW. I called earlier to talk to Pastor Ted.
Hi, David. I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you. Let him know that you're here.
David, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming.
So home base will be Sydney, and so in there we have a church plant, campus ministry that's on 4 campuses, and a worker outreach, which is kind of the natural next step after campus ministry. And so I'll be helping with those ministries locally.
Okay.
I'll also be helping serve the region of Australia, so like countrywide. And then now we've also, with MTW, been expanding into the Pacific Islands. So this past year has been kind of the like research, explore, start to meet the nationals, learn about the needs from them, and see how can we walk alongside.
Look, I think the next step here is for me to let our missions people know that you and I have met, we've talked. What I would anticipate is that someone from the mission committee will give you a call, and they may set up a meeting with the mission committee, or they may just schedule you to come on a Sunday. David, thanks for coming, and I look forward to seeing you again and learning more about your ministry.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
So that is often what a meeting with the church goes like when you're support raising. Missions was one of the last things I thought I'd be doing. I love California. I never thought I would leave here. You know, the Great Commission was something that I knew it's a call for all Christians, for all the church, but at the same time I always thought it was for someone else, that someone else was supposed to do, right? Like people who are holier, have more gifting, that are just better in all sorts of ways. You know, I was convicted that the Great Commission is for everyone, although everyone's role is different. I mean, you see that with Paul. He's one who goes, but he doesn't call the entire church to go with him. But what came down to it was, we are called to be obedient. I mean, that's very clearly for everyone, right? And for me to be obedient, in one stage of my life was to be a sender, was to be a supporter. But in this stage, it became clear that it was to be someone who goes.